was out cruising on a sunny day. I looked up and then I seen your pretty face. You was just minding your business. How y'all doing today? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to interview my sister today. She's a beast at hair and the whole beauty thing. I ain't even gonna talk too much. I'm gonna let her explain what she do. Charity, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name is Charity Pleasant. I'm a licensed cosmetologist as well as a new author now. The title of my book is All the Things That Nobody Told Me, Finding the Extraordinary in My Journey.
Cool, cool. So you got any social media plugs, Facebook, anything like that?
Yes, I'm on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram, and you can follow me on YouTube at pleasantinvestments.com.
Ooh, that's what's up. So first thing I noticed was the amazing artwork on this book. Tell us about who did the artwork and what inspired them to do what they did.
All right, the artwork on my book, I wanted to have an image of myself on the book. So I took a picture to an artist actually that I work with. And I told her I wanted to have a drawing instead of just a digital picture on the front of my book. So I worked with the artist for a few weeks and she came up with this image and asked me did I want it black and white or did I want it color. And I said I wanted it to be in black and white. And then the background of the image, I actually have a pictures of the beach and I wanted it to be kind of blurred out a little bit so that the picture itself from the artwork could stand out. And the idea I came up with the cover image, I wanted to have a somewhat knowable image where people would look at the cover and ask themselves, hey, do I know this person? This person looks familiar. So it's not a digital photo, but it's a drawing that actually shows the image of me. So that's how I came up with that idea.
They did a good job too because it looks like you, but it looks like it's supposed to look like a drawing rather than like a photo.
Right, right.
Yeah. So, what about the different things, the designs on the clothes? Was that saying something?
I'm glad you noticed because the artist asked me with the photo, I had a blue dress on. And she asked me, well, what did I want to portray in the photo? So I said, you know what, on my life and my journey, since this book is a memoir, I wanted to note the different roads that I've traveled throughout my journey. And sometimes those paths aren't always smooth. Sometimes they're rocky. Sometimes they're uphill. Sometimes, the road is smooth, but the different layers in the dress on the picture is actually representing the different roads that I've traveled. And not just me, that many people travel in their lifetime.
Right. Right. So what's the book about?
So the book is about my experiences, my journeys. It's about the lessons that I've learned in life. It's about my ups and downs. It's the things that I've gone through that have taught me things to really identify who I am as a person, how I've grown, and some of the things in my past that has led me to be who I am today. So in the book, I'm talking a lot about, different experiences I had during my marriage, different experiences I've had in my business. And it's really just to kind of connect with people and let them know, hey, you're not on this journey alone. And in life, we all are on our own journeys. And there's some things in the book that will hopefully be tidbits of encouragement and like stress-free techniques on what to do when you face life's adversities.
But this was more of a life book rather than a hair book or anything like that.
Yeah, it's more of a human interest, even though it's memoir, autobiography. It's also human interest. It's also self-help. It's also a lot of different things and techniques that I've used in my past that will hopefully help some other people as well.
So do you have any favorite people that are in the self-help field that maybe has touched your life, or any favorite book or anything that affected you personally?
There aren't any just one or two favorite books because my love of reading and listening to audiobooks has spanned over the course of 20 plus years. So I started listening to audiobooks in my car probably around 1999 when I went off to college at Miami University in Middletown. And I started listening to audiobooks in my car just to get me between work and school and home and wherever else that I was going. And it was then that it dawned on me that I had really enjoyed reading books when I was younger. So I picked up that habit again back in 1999, and since then I've read and listened to authors anywhere from Montel Jordan to T.D. Jakes to Dave Ramsey, Robert Kiyosaki, David Bach. I mean, really just a plethora of self-help books, of real estate books, entrepreneurship books, care books, all those types of things that I've been interested in over the years. And even lately, reading different other memoirs and autobiographies, it has led me to think to myself, hey, this is something I could do too. I have a story to tell as well. I want to connect that with the world.
That's funny you say that because, long story short, I was just in the practice for music, and what I was trying to explain to the people who I was practicing with was that even though artists or a writer writes a song, there is always something that that individual that is performing that song could lend to the song. So it's always a little bit of your personal swag that you can kind of put into it that may not necessarily be already written. And I can imagine the same being, at least I believe that's how it goes with knowledge as well, because oftentimes I may hear someone giving me knowledge or just, and I'm listening to them, and it may be a different way that I thought of it, and maybe sometimes when I say that way, they go, "Oh, yeah, I never thought of that," or "Yeah, that works for," So I just think it's always interesting to kind of take what somebody has and try to sort of add to that. But with that being said, so how long did it take you to write that book?
Okay, so I started on my journey of writing about 2 years ago. So the process took about 2 years. I just started off after was in the middle of someone else's memoir, and I was like, man, I have a story too. I have a story too. So I just started jotting down notes and little memories that I thought of from my childhood. Started jotting down more and more, and it started turning into paragraphs, and then it was like, oh, okay, then it started turning into chapters. Before you know it, I had a significant amount of information from memories and life lessons and experiences. So from there, I reached out to a couple of people, teachers as a matter of fact, English teachers, and I was looking for some help and some editing. I was wondering how I should go about it. And me being the business person I am, I knew that once I finished the project, I wanted to be a self-publisher so that I can have control over my work, over this thing that I've been working so hard on. So I did wind up connecting with the English teacher where I work at the middle school that I work. She helped me along in the editing process, looked at several drafts, and before you know it, I felt good that, I had something to share. And like you were saying, it's all about perspective. Like when you go through things and you have something to share, knowledge is something that should be free. If you have a little bit of knowledge, it's always good to share it with somebody else, especially if it'll help them along the way. So I'm hoping that people won't just see my book as a good read. They'll pick up something out of it, rather it's, a good tidbit that they can use about a struggle, a life struggle, as rather it's, which direction they should go in business or anything that may even be helpful toward a relationship. I'm hoping that people will pick up something out of it that is actually usable.
Yeah. Okay, so what I've seen of the book so far, first of all, let me say I'm proud of you. Because, just it's an accomplishment. As we were talking one day, unless you're a creator or unless you are a person who made an album, wrote a book, did a painting, got a clothing line, whatever it is that you sort of put out to the people, there's a bit of insecurity that can come in as far as, oh man, will people like my product? Will people like what I'm writing, what I'm saying? Did you have those feelings, and then what made you go, you know what, I'm about to just put this out?
Yes, yes, yes. Anytime as an artist, like you said, whatever field that you're in, you're an artist. You're putting out something that you created. There was a point toward the finishing process where I thought to myself, oh no, I'm getting ready to put something out that's so personal and dear to me. I'm making myself vulnerable. I'm opening up about, some things that maybe weren't the most proudest things that I've done or learned in my life. But at the same time, I thought it was important to be vulnerable and it was important to open up, because without sharing those experiences, there wouldn't be other people that would be like, oh, you know what? I went through that too. Oh, this is how she handled it. Maybe I could handle it this way next time. Or, I just wanted to be as vulnerable as possible, as truthful as possible, and to be as open as possible, because I think that that's the human connection part that people will relate to.